Dark intelligence is not loud. It doesn't beg for attention. It watches, learns, waits. Most people react. Dark minds calculate. While others speak too much, the intelligent one studies expressions, pauses, eye contact, fake smiles, because truth rarely comes from words. The dangerous person in the room is never the angriest one. It's the calm one. The one who already knows what everyone wants. The one who understands human nature better than humans understand themselves. Dark intelligence begins when emotions stop controlling decisions. You stop chasing approval. You stop explaining yourself. You stop revealing every plan. Because the moment people know your next move, they start preparing against you. So you become unreadable. Not cold, not heartless, just controlled. You learn that kindness without boundaries becomes self-destruction, and loyalty without observation becomes blindness. The intelligent mind notices patterns. Who only texts when they need something, who disappears when you struggle, who laughs louder when you fail, who gets uncomfortable when you improve. And once you see patterns, you can never unsee them again. That's the curse of awareness. People say, don't overthink. But sometimes overthinking is the reason you survived manipulation. Dark intelligence understands one thing clearly. Humans hide intentions behind beautiful words. Some smiles are negotiations. Some compliments are traps. Some apologies are only fear of losing control. And the smartest people, they never underestimate quiet manipulation. They know power isn't always force. Sometimes power is patience. The ability to stay calm while others lose control is a different level of strength, because emotional people are predictable. Anger can be triggered. Fear can be controlled. Ego can be used. That's why intelligent minds protect their emotions like secrets. Not everyone deserves access to your thoughts. The world teaches people to show everything online. Their sadness, their goals, their relationships, their weaknesses, but mystery is power. The less people know, the more they imagine. And imagination is stronger than explanation. Dark intelligence also understands timing. A lion doesn't attack every second. It waits. Not because it's weak, but because wasting energy on useless battles is foolish. Intelligent people don't argue to win attention. They observe long enough for truth to expose itself, because lies eventually become heavy. And fake people always reveal themselves when patience stays longer than pretending. The darkest lesson in life is this: most people love you based on convenience. Not loyalty, not honesty, convenience. The moment you stop benefiting them, their energy changes. That realization changes a person forever. You become quieter, more selective, harder to fool. You stop fearing loneliness because you understand something powerful. Being alone is peaceful. Being surrounded by fake people is exhausting. Dark intelligence creates emotional discipline. You stop responding instantly. You stop reacting emotionally. You stop giving energy to every disrespect. Because not every fight deserves your attention. Sometimes silence humiliates people more than revenge. And sometimes disappearing is the loudest statement. The intelligent mind also understands fear. Everyone is afraid of something. Some fear rejection. Some fear being ignored. Some fear losing control. Some fear seeing someone become better than them. That's why insecurity creates strange behavior. People mock what threatens them. They gossip about what they envy. They attack what they secretly admire. A dark mind notices this immediately. And instead of reacting emotionally, it stays calm and keeps growing. Because success is quieter than arguments. The most dangerous transformation happens when pain teaches intelligence. When betrayal sharpens observation. When disappointment kills innocence. When silence becomes comfort. That's when a person changes. Not into evil, but into awareness. You stop trusting words quickly. You start listening to consistency. Because words can be performed. Patterns cannot. Dark intelligence also understands manipulation tactics. Some people play victim to avoid accountability. Some use guilt as control. Some act confused after hurting you intentionally. And the hardest thing to accept is this: not everyone feels bad for hurting others. Some people only feel bad when consequences arrive. That truth makes you wiser. You stop expecting honesty from dishonest people, and expectations disappear. The calmest minds are often built from chaos. People who suffered deeply usually understand humans the most, because pain forces observation. You learn who stayed, who lied, who changed, who watched silently while you struggled. And once life reveals people clearly, your vision never becomes innocent again. Dark intelligence is also self-control. The ability to destroy someone verbally, but choosing silence. The ability to expose secrets, but walking away peacefully. The ability to seek revenge, but investing that energy into self-growth instead. That level of control scares people, because emotional people expect emotional reactions. When they can't control your emotions, they lose power over you. That's why calmness intimidates insecure minds. A silent person with discipline is unpredictable, and unpredictable people are difficult to manipulate. The world often misunderstands intelligent people. They call them cold, detached, arrogant, but sometimes intelligence simply means seeing reality too clearly. Once you understand human behavior deeply, small talk becomes tiring, fake energy becomes obvious, and pretending becomes impossible. Dark intelligence is not about becoming evil. It's about understanding darkness without becoming consumed by it, knowing how manipulation works without becoming manipulative, understanding lies without losing your honesty, seeing cruelty without losing your humanity. That balance is rare, because many people become the pain they experienced. But true intelligence transforms pain into wisdom instead. The strongest minds don't seek dominance. They seek freedom. Freedom from emotional dependency, freedom from validation, freedom from toxic attachment. Because dependence creates vulnerability. And vulnerability in the wrong hands becomes exploitation. That's why intelligent people build themselves quietly. While others chase attention, they chase understanding. While others compete publicly, they improve privately. And private improvement creates public results eventually. Dark intelligence knows one final truth. The world respects strength more than explanations. People listen differently when you stop begging to be understood. When your silence becomes confidence. When your discipline becomes visible. When your presence feels controlled instead of desperate. That energy changes everything. Because real power is not loud. It never needed to scream. The ocean is deep, yet silent. The moon controls tides without speaking. And the sharpest minds in history, most of them observed more than they talked. So become harder to read, harder to manipulate, harder to distract. Protect your energy, protect your focus, protect your peace. Not everyone deserves your emotions, and not every battle deserves your soul. In the end, dark intelligence is not becoming a monster. It's learning how monsters think without losing yourself in the process. The older your mind becomes, the less noise it tolerates. You stop enjoying crowded conversations filled with empty words. You stop explaining your pain to people who only listen to reply. You stop expecting depth from shallow minds. Because intelligence changes your loneliness. Not everyone can understand a person who thinks deeply at 3 a.m. about loyalty, betrayal, human behavior, silence, power, and meaning. Most people only see actions. Dark intelligence studies motives. Why did they suddenly become kind? Why did their energy change after your success? Why do some people only support you when you're weak? The deeper you observe, the harder it becomes to trust appearances. That's why intelligent people often feel emotionally distant, not because they hate people, but because they see too much. They notice forced laughter, artificial confidence, fake humility, hidden jealousy behind supportive words. And once awareness reaches that level, innocence never fully returns. Dark intelligence also understands the psychology of attention. Attention is modern currency. People will destroy their peace just to feel noticed. They will fake personalities for validation, pretend happiness for strangers, pretend strength while secretly collapsing inside. But intelligent minds know something dangerous. The person desperate for attention becomes easy to control. Because once someone needs validation, their behavior can be manipulated through approval. That's why true power comes from emotional independence. The moment you stop needing applause, you become unpredictable. And unpredictable people cannot be controlled easily. The world fears independent minds, because they don't follow emotional trends. They don't worship public opinions. They don't change identities to fit crowds. They think for themselves. And society often attacks people who refuse mental slavery. Dark intelligence also learns how silence affects people psychologically. Silence creates uncertainty. Uncertainty creates obsession. That's why absence often speaks louder than presence. When you stop chasing people, their curiosity increases. When you stop reacting emotionally, their control weakens. When you disappear peacefully, people start replaying your value in their minds. Not because humans appreciate what stays, but because they fear losing what they misunderstood. That is human nature. People often realize value after distance creates clarity, and intelligent minds understand this deeply. That's why they stop forcing connections. Forced loyalty is fake. Forced love is temporary. Forced attention is exhausting. Real things flow naturally. Dark intelligence also recognizes emotional traps. Some people provoke reactions intentionally, because reactions reveal weakness. If someone can control your anger, they can control your decisions. That's why discipline is terrifying. Remaining calm in disrespectful situations confuses manipulative people. They expect explosions, arguments, desperation. But silence destroys their script, because people lose confidence when they cannot predict your reactions. The intelligent mind also understands revenge differently. Weak minds seek immediate revenge. Strong minds seek long-term elevation. Because becoming successful while staying peaceful is the greatest psychological revenge possible. Nothing confuses toxic people more than seeing someone heal without them, especially when they expected destruction. Dark intelligence also teaches emotional detachment, not coldness, clarity, understanding that attachment can blind judgment. Sometimes people ignore disrespect because they fear losing someone. Sometimes they tolerate manipulation because loneliness scares them more than suffering. But intelligent minds learn. Peace is more valuable than forced connection, and loneliness is healthier than emotional chaos. That lesson changes everything. You stop begging people to stay. You stop proving your worth. You stop shrinking yourself to make insecure people comfortable. Because intelligence kills desperation. You realize your energy is sacred. Not everyone deserves unlimited access to your mind. Some people only enter your life to study your weaknesses. Some only stay long enough to benefit from your kindness. And intelligent people learn this too late, after betrayal teaches them personally. Pain becomes their teacher. That's why the deepest people often have the saddest eyes. They trusted fully once, loved fully once, believed fully once, until reality introduced masks. After that, their energy changed forever. Dark intelligence also understands fear-based systems. Many people obey because they fear rejection, fear criticism, fear isolation. But once a person stops fearing opinions, society loses control over them. That freedom is dangerous, because free thinkers question everything. Why do humans compete endlessly? Why do fake people gain attention easily? Why does society reward appearance more than depth? Intelligent minds ask uncomfortable questions, and uncomfortable questions threaten comfortable illusions. The world often prefers beautiful lies over painful truths. That's why truth-tellers are rarely loved immediately. Dark intelligence also understands emotional energy. Some people drain your spirit after 5 minutes. Others calm your nervous system without trying. Energy never lies, even when words do. That's why intelligent people trust intuition more over time, because experience sharpens instinct. You begin sensing manipulation before evidence appears, sensing jealousy behind compliments, sensing distance before abandonment happens. Not magic, pattern recognition. The human mind becomes extremely powerful after enough disappointment. And perhaps the darkest realization is this: people reveal their real selves when power changes. Give someone attention, watch their ego grow. Give someone authority, watch their character appear. Give someone opportunity, watch their loyalty disappear or strengthen. Pressure exposes truth. Always, dark intelligence also studies itself, because the hardest person to understand is often your own mind. The battle between emotion and logic, attachment and self-respect, kindness and boundaries. That internal war creates depth, and depth creates wisdom. Some nights intelligent people isolate themselves not because they're antisocial, but because their minds are overloaded from observing too much. Awareness is exhausting. You start noticing how temporary everything is. Friendships change, people change, love changes, dreams change, even personalities evolve with pain. Nothing stays untouched by time. And realizing that can either destroy a person or mature them. Dark intelligence chooses maturity. It accepts reality without needing fantasy. It understands that life is not fair. Not everyone has good intentions. Not every ending gets closure. And still, it keeps moving forward. Quietly, without needing sympathy from the world. Because intelligent people know something most humans ignore. Nobody is coming to save you. At some point, you must become your own protector, your own motivation, your own peace, your own rescue. That realization creates unstoppable discipline. And discipline eventually becomes power, not the loud power people show online. Real power. The ability to suffer silently and still continue. The ability to feel pain without becoming bitter. The ability to lose people without losing yourself. That strength is rare, very rare. In the end, dark intelligence is not about manipulation, revenge, or ego. It is the art of seeing reality clearly while keeping your soul untouched by its darkness. And perhaps that is the hardest battle of all.